Hi students, welcome to today's online class. So as these are revision classes, we will learn about the memory in a computer. It means a memory hierarchy we can call it as a. So basically computer memory is classified into three types. That is of primary memory, internal processor memory and secondary memory. So primary memory is classified into two types. As you can see in the figure, it is a complete detailed information about memory. So read only memory and read write memory. Read only memory is again classified into four types, that is mask read only memory, programmable read only memory, and third one is erasable programmable read only memory, and last one is what, electrically erasable programmable read only memory. So if you talk about read write memory, that are static RAM, it means a random access memory, so dynamic RAM and cache memory. So internal processor memory, it is of registers. So secondary memory is of disk drives and tape drives. So floppy disk, hard disk, CD-RAM comes under disk drives, and tape drives are cartridge and cassette drives. So CD-RAM is of read only and read write. So this is a just architecture. If we want to, if the question, your questions may be write about the different ROMs. It means there are four types of ROMs, right? You need to explain about it. So mask ROM means what? So it is a type of memory that is programmed at the time of fabrication. Once it is used, it cannot be altered. No changes for mask ROM. So that's enough for mask ROM. So about programmable read-only memory. Programmable read-only memory will be having for each and every electrical devices like calculator, which automatically execute its program. So program once written, it cannot be changed, but it can be used as many times as it can be. So next is erasable programmable read-only memory, means the same programmable read-only memory that can be erased and written for many times. It means the erasing of the memory can be done using the ultraviolet light for about 10 to 20 minutes. So this is done by the programmers or any of the hardware persons. So next is electrically erasable programmable read-only memory is useful, which requires upgradation of its system. So large span of time is required to electrically erase this. So it is applicable in system which effectively depends on data, even where there is a loss of power. So electrically this can be useful. So these are the types of ROMs. If you are asked to write about what is a static ROM and dynamic ROM. Static RAM means the RAM random access memory. Basically read only memory is a permanent memory, random access memory is a temporary memory. It means what? So whenever the power is gone, the data present in read only memory will store will be permanent, whereas in a random access memory the data will be is temporary, stored in a temporary way. Primary memory can also be called as a main memory. So static memory means we cannot refresh the RAM while any program execution is running. So static is basically used for creating CPU cache that is depending on speed criteria. Refreshing is not possible in static RAM, whereas in a dynamic RAM, every time you can refresh the RAM dynamically at regular intervals of time, so as to save the information stored it from being lost. So no data loss in dynamic RAM as compared to static RAM. But static RAM is costlier. Why? Because in relative to other RAMs, it cannot be refreshed. So multiple transistors make use of RAM, but not capacitor per memory cell. Whereas in a dynamic RAM, the sort of RAM consists of a pair of transistors per memory cell. So the value 1 and 0 specifies that the level of charge is greater than and less than 50% respectively. The drawback of dynamic RAM is that the speed of memory is degraded, since it is necessary to perform refresh operation which consumes huge amount of time. So you need to refresh in a dynamic RAM for the effective working of it. Okay, so next is cache memory. So cache memory means a small high speed memory which is used to temporarily store a portion of a program. So for temporary storage purpose, this cache memory is used. So the main memory is called, this memory is called as cache memory. The processor retrieves instructions or data from the cache memory. The computation speed is undertaken by instructions and data caching. So the main role of cache memory is not only to improve speed, but also to provide bigger memory size at the lowest possible price. Though operating system cannot show cache memory, you cannot see the cache memory, but it has a interaction within memory management hardware. It is having interaction between what? Memory management hardware. And for internal processor memory, so it consists of registers. Registers means these are considered as special purpose high speed temporary memory components that are capable of storing different types of information like data, instructions, addresses, etc. It generally stores the information which is currently being used by CPU. So the present execution of the program, the data which is required for that particular program will be stored in registers. It performs its work by following instructions of control unit that specifies the way of accepting input, storing it, and transferring instructions and performing arithmetic and logical comparisons. Whenever an instruction present in the register is processed, it is immediately substituted by another instruction that needs to be processed immediately. So for faster execution, so these registers, these memory registers are used. So types of registers you can see, I will forward the notes here. So program counter register, instruction register, every register is having its own purpose of use. Memory address register, memory buffer register, accumulator data register, like that. So the final memory device is called secondary memory devices. Secondary memory means what? It is a permanent storage. So it is auxiliary is the slowest, cheapest form of memory. The data present inside these memories cannot be processed directly by CPU. So whatever the data stored in this secondary memory, that has to be brought to the primary memory, RAM, ROM, like that. Okay. So it is necessary to initially copy the data present in secondary memory to primary storage prior to processing. Before processing, it must be, the data must be in the primary storage only. Secondary storage are capable for holding information until it is deleted or overwritten. So the secondary memory is it's a non-volatile in nature. Volatile means what? Data loss is nothing but a volatile. Non-volatile means what? No data lies in secondary memory. So some of the secondary storage devices are like disk drives and tape drives, which you can see in the figure here. Floppy disk means what? So initial before this CD-ROM, floppy disk was there. You can read it. So hard disk, presently we are using hard disk in our systems, desktop systems, and CD-ROM. As you see the compact disk ROM, so read only and read write. You can just read the content present in the CD, or you can additionally add. It's a type of CD-ROMs. Last is what? Tape drives. Tape drives means cartridge drives or cassette drives. So cartridge drives means what's a type of a tape recorder like the drives which are in the form of like that. It need not much important to know about cartridge which are utilized previously. So next is cassette drives. As you see tape recorder, right, the reel will rotate from one rotation to another rotation. So these are the devices which are used for storing the data in the previous days. So I hope it is very clear to you. I will forward you the notes, and you need to learn about it once again. Why? Because it is important as for short marks as well as complete memory architecture for long answer also. Thank you. We will see in the next class.